The quantum communications array aboard the EDS Intrepid crackled to life, carrying Admiral Isabella Reyes's voice across what remained of humanity's colonial network. Her weathered face, marked by decades of service in the Earth Defense Fleet, appeared on view screens throughout human space. Behind her, the burning wreckage of New Haven Colony cast an ominous orange glow through the bridge windows. This is Admiral Reyes to all human settlements and military installations. As of 0600 Earth Standard Time, we are at war. Her voice remained steady, though her dark eyes betrayed a carefully controlled rage. The Meridian Empire has launched simultaneous attacks against 12 of our outer colonies. New Haven has fallen. In the command center beneath Geneva, General Viktor Petrov slammed his fist against the holographic display table, causing the tactical projection to flicker. Casualties? He demanded, his accent thickening with emotion. Early estimates suggest 40,000 civilian casualties. Reyes continued, her jaw tightening. The Meridians gave no warning, no demands, no declaration of hostilities. They simply appeared from hyperspace and opened fire. The attack had caught humanity off guard, but not unprepared. For decades, the Earth Defense Coalition had planned for first contact scenarios, including hostile ones. What they hadn't anticipated was the sheer technological gap between human defenses and Meridian weapons. Energy weapons that cut through reinforced titanium like tissue paper. Shields that bent both light and space. Ships that moved with impossible grace. But if the Meridians thought humanity would break, they had gravely miscalculated. Within hours of the attack, the EDC's emergency protocols activated. Hidden military installations throughout the solar system hummed to life. Orbital defense platforms, disguised as communication satellites, revealed their true nature. And deep within Mountain Complex 7, Dr. Kenzo Takeda accessed files that hadn't been touched in 50 years. Project Prometheus is ready for implementation, Admiral, he reported, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. We've theorized about alien technology for generations. Now we have samples to work with. His team had already begun analyzing debris from the attack, and the results were promising. Admiral Reyes nodded grimly. Authorize full implementation, Doctor. And notify the Lazarus teams. I want every scrap of alien tech collected from the battlefield. The next 48 hours saw humanity's greatest mobilization in history. Nations that had been rivals for centuries united under the EDC banner. Private corporations turned over their research facilities to military control. And in orbit, the first ships equipped with reverse-engineered alien technology prepared for launch. Commander James O'Neill stood on the bridge of the newly commissioned EDS Revenge, watching Earth shrink behind him. His ship represented humanity's first true response, a hybrid of human ingenuity and stolen alien science. Battle group formed up and ready, Admiral, he reported. The Meridians won't expect us to adapt this quickly. Good, Reyes replied, her hologram flickering beside him. Because we're not just going to fight back, Commander. We're going to show them why you should never underestimate human beings. She paused, studying tactical displays. The Meridians think they can break us with one surprise attack. Instead, they've done something far more dangerous. They've given humanity a common enemy. In the debris field that had once been New Haven Colony, the first battle of humanity's counteroffensive was about to begin. 3 Meridian cruisers hung in high orbit, their crews confident in their technological superiority. They never saw O'Neill's battle group coming until it was too late. The EDS Revenge's new weapons, hybrid designs combining human nuclear technology with salvaged alien energy systems, tore through Meridian shields. The battle lasted less than 20 minutes. When it was over, humanity had its first victory, and more importantly, its first intact Meridian vessel for study. As reports of the victory spread through human space, Admiral Reyes delivered another broadcast. To the Meridian Empire, you have made a grave mistake. You thought us primitive, easy prey for your expansion. Instead, you have awakened a force you cannot comprehend. Humanity has spent its entire history preparing for this moment, though we didn't know it. We have fought ourselves for millennia, perfecting the art of war. Now, united against a common foe, we will show you what humanity is truly capable of. In the weeks that followed, More battles were fought. Some were won, others lost, but each engagement provided more data, more technology to analyze, more opportunities to adapt. The Meridians found themselves facing an enemy that learned and evolved at an unprecedented rate. Dr. Takeda's laboratories worked around the clock, each breakthrough bringing humanity closer to technological parity. Commander O'Neill's battle group grew into a fleet, incorporating new weapons and tactics with every engagement. And Admiral Reyes orchestrated it all, turning humanity's greatest weakness, its fractious, competitive nature, into its greatest strength. The war had begun, but unlike the Meridians' previous conquests, this one would not end quickly. Humanity had endured its trial by fire, and from the ashes of New Haven, a new power was rising, one that would shake the foundations of galactic civilization. 3 months after the initial Meridian attack, Dr. Kenzo Takeda stood in the heart of Mountain Complex 7, surrounded by holographic displays of alien technology. His eyes reflected the blue glow of technical readouts as he addressed the assembled military leadership. The Meridians made one critical mistake, he said, manipulating a 3D model of their captured warship. They assumed we couldn't understand their technology. But humanity has imagined these weapons for centuries in our fiction. We just needed to see them once to know how to make them real. Admiral Reyes studied the display intently. The bags under her eyes betrayed countless sleepless nights, but her voice remained sharp. "Show me what you've achieved, Doctor." With a gesture, Takeda brought up specs for the new Phoenix-class battleships. "We've combined their energy manipulation systems with our understanding of quantum physics. The result?" He smiled. "We can now match their shield technology. But we've gone further." "Commander Patel?" Fleet Commander Rajesh Patel stepped forward. Unlike many EDC officers who came from traditional military backgrounds, Patel had been a theoretical physicist before the war. "We've discovered the Meridians use a standardized approach to space combat, textbook formations, and predictable attack patterns. They've been unopposed for so long. They've grown complacent." The hologram shifted to show a recent battle simulation. "Our new ships are smaller, more maneuverable. Instead of matching their firepower directly, we use their own energy weapons against them. The Phoenix Protocol allows our shields to absorb and redirect their attacks." General Petrov leaned forward, his interest piqued. "You're turning their strength into a weakness." "Precisely," Patel confirmed. "Each time they fire on our ships, they're literally giving us ammunition. The more powerful their attack, the more devastating our response." Admiral Reyes authorized immediate implementation of the Phoenix Protocol. Within weeks, the first dedicated Phoenix squadron launched from Earth's orbital shipyards. Commander Patel would lead them personally. Their first true test came at the Battle of Proxima Centauri. A Meridian battle group had established a blockade around humanity's closest extrasolar colony, clearly expecting another straightforward victory. They were wrong. The Phoenix squadron dropped out of hyperspace in an unconventional formation that confused Meridian targeting systems. As enemy energy weapons lashed out, the human ship's shields flickered not with damage, but with absorption. "Channel all power to the Phoenix arrays," Patel ordered from his flagship, the EDS Prometheus. "Let them think they're winning." The Meridian ships pressed their attack, pouring more energy into their weapons. Patel waited until their batteries were nearly depleted before giving the order. "Execute Protocol Phoenix." Every human ship released its stored energy simultaneously, creating a cascade of redirected power that overwhelmed Meridian shields. In less than an hour, the blockade was broken. Humanity had its first major strategic victory. But the breakthrough wasn't just military. During the battle, deep space sensors detected something extraordinary: ancient energy signatures, similar to but far more advanced than Meridian technology. Dr. Takeda's analysis was conclusive. There's something out there. Remnants of a civilization that came before. The Meridians didn't develop their technology. They found it, just like we did. And there's more waiting to be discovered. Admiral Reyes saw the strategic implications immediately. If we can find these artifacts before the Meridians, the war entered a new phase. While Phoenix squadrons engage Meridian forces across human space, specialized teams of scientists and soldiers deployed to investigate these ancient sites. Each discovery brought new advancements: faster-than-light drives that could cross galaxies, weapons that could reshape planetary surfaces, and hints of even greater technologies waiting to be found. The Meridian Empire noticed the change in human capabilities. Their attacks became more cautious, more measured. Intelligence reports suggested growing concern among their military leadership. Commander O'Neill, whose original victory had sparked humanity's technological renaissance, summarized it best during a strategic briefing. They thought they were punching down at primitives. Instead, they've initiated a technological arms race with the most innovative and adaptable species in known space. Dr. Takeda's team worked tirelessly to integrate each new discovery into humanity's arsenal. The Phoenix Protocol evolved, incorporating ancient technologies in ways even their original creators might not have imagined. But with each advancement came new questions. Who were these precursors? Why had they vanished? And most importantly, what else had they left behind? Admiral Reyes knew they needed answers, but she also recognized the risks. "We're not just fighting for survival anymore," she told her command staff. "We're fighting for humanity's place in the galaxy. And we need to be very careful about what we unleash in that pursuit." As the Phoenix squadrons continued to rack up victories, pushing Meridian forces back from human space, signs of a greater conflict loomed. Other alien civilizations had taken notice of humanity's rapid rise. Some saw potential allies. Others saw threats to be contained. The game was changing, and humanity would need more than just advanced technology to survive what was coming. They would need allies, strategy, and most importantly, the wisdom to know which ancient powers should remain buried in the depths of space. The next phase of the war would test not just humanity's strength and ingenuity, but their judgment as well. The galaxy was about to learn that giving humans access to advanced technology was like giving fire to phoenixes. It only made them stronger. The crystalline spires of the Arcturus Federation's capital world glittered like frozen flames in the light of three suns. Ambassador Diane Zhou stood before the Federation's High Council, her diplomatic uniform stark against the ethereal architecture surrounding her. "Humanity has proven itself more than capable of standing alone," she stated, her voice carrying across the vast chamber. "But we recognize that lasting peace requires more than military victory. We come seeking not just allies, but partners in building a better galaxy." The Arcturians, crystalline beings that seemed to shift between solid and energy states, communicated through pulses of light that the universal translators converted to speech. Their high speaker, a massive formation of purple-hued crystals, addressed the chamber. "Your species has achieved in months what others took centuries to accomplish. Some see this as threatening. We see potential." News of the diplomatic overture spread quickly through galactic channels. Not everyone was pleased. In the shadowy chambers of the Galactic Council, ancient powers maneuvered to protect their interests. Counselor Nexus, a being of pure energy contained within an ornate metallic shell, met secretly with Meridian representatives. The humans cannot be allowed to upset the balance. Their rate of advancement defies all natural law. But the Meridians were no longer the confident conquerors they had been. Fleet Master Thorn, his scaled skin bearing fresh battle scars, hissed in frustration. "You did not face them in combat. They adapt. Every defeat makes them stronger. Every victory teaches them more." While these plots unfolded, Commander Patel's Phoenix Squadron made a devastating discovery. During a routine patrol near the edges of known space, they detected massive energy signatures matching the ancient technology they'd been studying. "Admiral," Patel reported to Reyes, his hologram flickering with urgency, "it's not just artifacts. We've found entire installations. And they're still active." Dr. Takeda's analysis of the data was startling. These facilities, their weapons factories, automated defense systems, the precursor civilization, they were preparing for something big. The discovery shifted the entire dynamic of the war. The Arcturus Federation, seeing an opportunity, offered humanity access to their vast historical archives. Within those records, they found references to an ancient conflict that had shaped the galaxy. Ambassador Zhou, working with Arcturian scholars, began piecing together the truth. "The precursors didn't vanish," she reported to Earth's leadership. "They sacrificed themselves to prevent something worse. Something that's still out there." But before humanity could fully process this revelation, tragedy struck. The EDS Prometheus, Patel's flagship, detected an unusual energy surge near one of the ancient installations. As they moved to investigate, a massive explosion tore through space. Initial evidence suggested Meridian sabotage, but Dr. Takeda's investigation revealed a darker truth. The attack signature, it matches Galactic Council technology. They're working together. Admiral Reyes called an emergency meeting of Earth's leadership. The Council fears us because we've done what they couldn't, or wouldn't. Master the precursor technology, unite different species under a common cause. The Arcturians, proving their commitment to alliance, shared one final piece of information: coordinates to a massive precursor facility hidden in the space between galaxies. Our ancestors helped hide this place, the High Speaker revealed. Perhaps it was waiting for one such as you. As humanity grappled with these revelations, the war expanded. The Galactic Council, dropping all pretense of neutrality, issued an ultimatum: surrender all precursor technology or face sanctions. The Meridian Empire, emboldened by Council support, launched a fresh offensive. But humanity was no longer alone. The Arcturus Federation officially announced their alliance, their crystalline fleets joining with Phoenix squadrons in defense of human space. Other species, inspired by humanity's resilience and the Arcturian support, began questioning the Council's authority. Ambassador Zhou, addressing the Earth Defense Coalition, summed up their position: "We didn't start this war. We didn't choose to become players in this galactic game. But now that we're here, we're going to change the rules." As the combined human-Arcturian fleets prepared for the coming battle, Dr. Takeda made a breakthrough in understanding the precursor technology. "It's not just weapons or ships," he explained. "It's a key to understanding the fundamental forces of the universe itself." The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine not just humanity's fate, but the future of the galaxy. Old powers and new allies, ancient secrets and modern innovations, all converging in a conflict that had been brewing for millennia. Commander Patel, recovered from the attack on his ship, addressed his combined fleet. "Today, we fight not just for Earth, not just for our allies, but for the right to forge our own destiny. The galaxy thought us primitive. Let's show them just how far we've come." The war was entering its final phase, and the galaxy held its breath. Humanity had risen from a single attack to become a force that shook the foundations of galactic civilization. But their greatest challenges, and most startling discoveries, still lay ahead. The Helios Gateway hung in the void like a massive technological spider web, its ancient structure spanning hundreds of kilometers. Built by the precursor civilization, it was the key to controlling vast regions of space, and now it had become the focal point of the war. Admiral Reyes stood on the bridge of her new flagship, the EDS Ascendant, studying tactical displays of the combined human-Arcturian fleet. The massive formation represented the largest concentration of military power humanity had ever assembled. "The Meridians believe we'll attack from the front," she explained to her command staff. "They've positioned their forces accordingly. That's exactly what we want them to think." Dr. Takeda's hologram flickered as he joined the briefing. "The precursor data we recovered confirms it. The gateway isn't just a strategic location. It's a key to the entire precursor defense network. Whoever controls it can activate or deactivate their systems across the galaxy." Commander Patel, now leading the elite Shadow Wing of the Phoenix Squadron, outlined the battle plan. "Our main fleet will engage the Meridian forces head-on, while Shadow Wing executes a quantum fold jump directly to the gateway's control nexus." The plan was audacious, using technology that had only recently been perfected. The quantum fold drive, reverse-engineered from precursor tech, could briefly bend space itself, allowing ships to appear precisely where they needed to be. As the fleet prepared for battle, Ambassador Zhou made a startling discovery in the Arcturian archives. The Meridians, they're not just fighting for conquest. They're running from something. The same thing the precursors sacrificed themselves to stop. The battle began with a massive energy barrage from the Meridian fleet. But humanity had learned from every previous encounter. The Phoenix-class ships absorbed and redirected the attacks, while Arcturian crystalline vessels phased through enemy fire like ghosts. In the chaos of the main battle, Shadow Wing made their move. 6 ships, led by the EDS Spectre, executed a perfect quantum fold. They materialized inside the gateway's defensive perimeter, bypassing the Meridian blockade entirely. But the Meridians had their own surprise. As Shadow Wing approached the control nexus, massive defense systems activated, not Meridian technology, but something far older and more powerful. The Council, Patel realized. They've accessed the gateway's original defenses. They're trying to destroy it rather than let us have it. Ancient energy weapons, dormant for millennia, began targeting both human and Meridian ships. The gateway itself started to pulse with unstable energy, threatening to tear itself apart. Dr. Takeda's voice crackled over the comm. The energy buildup, if the gateway detonates, it'll create a chain reaction through the entire precursor network. Half the galaxy could be destroyed. Admiral Reyes made a split-second decision. All forces, clear the battle zone. Commander Patel, proceed to the Nexus at all costs. We need control of those systems now. As the main fleets pulled back, Shadow Wing pressed forward. The EDS Spectre took hit after hit from the ancient weapons, its advanced shields barely holding. Patel and his crew fought their way through the gateway's internal defense grid, racing against time. They reached the control nexus with minutes to spare. Dr. Takeda, working remotely through quantum link systems, began the complex process of accessing the gateway's core systems. What they found changed everything. The gateway's databases contained the full history of the precursor civilization and the truth about why they disappeared. The Meridian Empire wasn't just an aggressive species. They were guardians, chosen by the last precursors to watch for signs of an ancient enemy's return. They attacked us, Ambassador Zhou realized, because our rapid technological advancement matched the pattern of the enemy they feared. They weren't trying to conquer us. They were trying to contain what they thought was a resurrection of their ancient nightmare. As this revelation spread through both fleets, the battle came to a momentary halt. Admiral Reyes opened a direct channel to the Meridian command ship. We are not your enemy. And if what we've discovered is true, we all face a far greater threat than each other. The response came from Fleet Master Thorne himself. If you have accessed the Gateway's records, you know what we face, what we've been preparing for. The question is, will you help us face it? The Gateway's energy levels stabilized as human and Meridian technicians worked together to restore its systems. The ancient weapons powered down. In orbit around the massive structure, former enemies began the delicate process of becoming allies. Admiral Reyes, Commander Patel, and Dr. Takeda gathered in the Gateway's central chamber with Meridian leaders and Arcturian representatives. The technology surrounding them hummed with power that had laid dormant for eons. We have a choice, Reyes addressed the gathered leaders. We can continue fighting each other, or we can prepare for the real war, the one the precursors sacrificed everything to prevent. The turning point had arrived, but not in the way anyone had expected. The Gateway had given humanity not just victory, but understanding. The galaxy stood on the brink of either a new age of cooperation or the return of an ancient darkness. And Earth's forces, once considered primitive newcomers, would play a crucial role in determining which future would unfold. The massive war room deep within the Gateway hummed with activity as representatives from a dozen species gathered around a holographic display of the galaxy. At its center stood Admiral Reyes, her uniform now bearing both Earth Defense Coalition insignia and the newly created symbol of the Galactic Defense Alliance. The precursor records are clear, she announced, manipulating the display to show a dark region of space between galaxies. The entity, as the precursors called it, isn't just coming. It's already here. Fleet Master Thorne, now serving as the Meridian representative to the Alliance, stepped forward. His once hostile demeanor replaced by grim determination. Our ancestors were chosen as guardians not because of our strength, but because of our vigilance. We failed to recognize that humans could be allies in this vigil. Dr. Takeda's latest findings cast a sobering shadow over the gathering. The entity isn't a single force. It's a collective consciousness that consumes not just worlds, but the very fabric of space-time itself. The precursors didn't just hide their technology. They scattered it deliberately, leaving behind the tools we'd need when it returned. Commander Patel, reviewing tactical simulations, spotted something others had missed. Look at the pattern of the entity's approach. It's not random. It's systematically eliminating possible resistance. every world with advanced technology, every system with strategic resources. Then we strike first, Ambassador Zhou declared, her diplomatic restraint giving way to strategic necessity. The combined knowledge of human innovation, Meridian experience, and Arcturian wisdom, together with precursor technology, gives us a fighting chance. The plan they developed was unprecedented in scale. The gateway would serve as the linchpin of their defense, its vast network of precursor technology finally activated to its full potential. But the real key lay in humanity's unique contribution, the ability to adapt and innovate with technologies in ways their original creators never imagined. Dr. Takeda's team had made the breakthrough they needed. The Phoenix Protocol, it was never just about redirecting energy weapons. The precursors designed their technology to be adaptable, waiting for a species that could unlock its true potential. We can use it to create a quantum barrier, a wall of restructured space-time that even the entity cannot breach. The price would be enormous. Generating such a barrier would require the combined energy of thousands of stars, channeled through the gateway network. The process would render entire regions of space uninhabitable. We'll be sacrificing systems to save galaxies, Admiral Reyes acknowledged, the weight of the decision evident in her voice. But we're fighting for something bigger than any one species now. The entity detected their preparations. Vast tendrils of dark energy began reaching into the galaxy, corruption spreading through space like ink through water. The Alliance fleet mobilized, buying time for the barrier's completion. Commander Patel led the defense, Phoenix squadrons fighting alongside Meridian warships and Arcturian crystalline vessels. They used every trick, every innovation, every desperate strategy they had learned throughout the war. But the entity was unlike anything they had faced before. The barrier is at 70%. Dr. Takeda reported from the Gateway Control Center. But the power requirements are destabilizing the network. We need more time. Admiral Reyes made the call that would define her legacy. All ships, coordinate with Gateway Control. We're going to give it exactly what it wants, energy. More than it can handle. The combined fleet executed a maneuver that would have been impossible months earlier, before humans had shown the galaxy how to think differently about space combat. Every ship, every weapon, every power source fired simultaneously at the entity's approaching tendrils. The Phoenix Protocol, originally designed to redirect enemy fire, now served a greater purpose. The Gateway Network absorbed the massive energy burst, channeling it into the barrier's generation. The entity, drawn to the enormous power signature, surged forward to consume it. It was a trap. The barrier snapped into place, not just blocking the entity but fracturing its consciousness across multiple dimensions. The force of its own attack, amplified and redirected by human ingenuity and precursor technology, became its prison. The victory was total, but the cost was staggering. Entire sectors of space were now dead zones, their stars burned out by the barrier's creation. Millions had been evacuated, countless worlds abandoned. But the galaxy, and perhaps the universe, had been saved. In the aftermath, the Alliance transformed from a military necessity to the foundation of a new galactic society. Humanity, so recently considered primitive, became a leading voice in shaping the future. Their ability to innovate, to find new solutions to ancient problems, had proven invaluable. Admiral Reyes, standing once again in the Gateway's control center, watched ships from a dozen species working together to rebuild. We came into this war fighting for Earth's survival, she reflected. We ended it fighting for something much bigger. Commander Patel, surveying the damaged but healing galaxy, nodded. The real victory isn't in what we defeated, but in what we built. A galaxy united not by fear or power, but by the understanding that our differences make us stronger. Dr. Takeda continued his work, now leading a multi-species research initiative. The precursors left us their legacy not because we were worthy, but because they believed we could become worthy. Together, we proved them right. And in the vast depths of space, the barrier stood as a testament to what diverse species could achieve when they worked together. The entity remained contained, a reminder of the price of victory and the importance of remaining vigilant. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not as conquerors or subjects, but as innovators and unifiers. The hunt had begun with an attack on Earth, but it ended with the preservation of all life. and the dawn of a new era in galactic history.